in the bed with this nigga, and then y'all got
That's
butthurt when he
bullshit.
turned the gun on y'all, the same gun that he turned on me before
I
he
got
turned it on
butthurt
y'all,
when he
the
turned
same
the gun
gun
on
he
me.
turned on Larry
I got
before
butthurt
he
when you
turned
guys
it on
lied
us,
and
the
recorded
same
that
gun that
shit
he
and tried to
turned
say
on
it was
everybody
guys,
else
and
before
you
he turned it
motherfuckers
on
leaked that
y'all.
shit in the middle of the fucking night. That's when I got mad. Let's talk about what you guys really did. You motherfuckers sat up there and recorded it, said it was Jives when it wasn't Jives. It was you motherfuckers who recorded it, and then motherfucking leaked that shit in the middle of the goddamn night.
About what? About what? About what? About what? About what? Who is you motherfuckers that reported what?
It was you guys who recorded that shit and dropped that shit.
Reported what?
When you guys recorded him saying that he wanted Larry to die. Y'all recorded that shit.
Well, hello ladies and gentlemen. I need your help to solve a minor mystery of the church sector. A mystery that has gone unresolved for the past 2 years or so. A mystery for which I have at least 90% solved, except for one piece. And that is, did Andrea know in advance that her call with Darryl Moore would be recorded by a secret third party? For those of you that are unfamiliar with the backstory, here's a quick recap. Andrea became a good friend to Larry Reid's platform as a result of her Victor Cousins scandal. After a long friendship, they would have a falling out. As a result of this falling out, Andrea would eventually find a new home at King Jive's platform, a person that was a competitor to Larry Reid, as well as someone he was already in a rocky relationship with. Sometime after Andrea's arrival at King Jive's, both of them would be in an open conflict with Larry Reid. During the same time, Darryl Moore was at odds with Larry Reid and also making attack videos. King Jives would welcome Darryl to their fold, and it would be the three of them unified against Larry. Consciouz TV, he was a friend to Jives and Larry. Eventually, he would have to choose sides, and that side he chose was Larry. Now, Jives would eventually have a falling out with Andrea and Darryl. They would separate, and eventually they would be in an open conflict with each other. The war amongst all parties became a triangle. We had Darryl Moore and Andrea on one side, Larry Reid and Consciouz TV on one side, and King Jives and his online sister Miss Miko on the other side. After some time, Andrea will look to squash the beef with Larry, and that she did. In addition, she tried to squash the beef between Darryl and Larry. Unfortunately, she was unsuccessful. There was an error in which she was both a friend to Darryl and to Larry, while both of them were in open conflict. There came a time in which Andrea called Darryl to discuss his feelings towards Larry, and as we know, audio from this private call was featured in the infamous video that Team Darryl refers to as the murder plot video. Which video is that? Well, you see, on March 28th of 2020, a hit piece video on Darryl Moore materialized on Consciouz TV's platform. The video in question is named Proof that Darryl Moore Threatened Larry Reid Live. Now, to Team Larry Reid's defense, Darryl had become a threatening force in regards to his beef with them. He made threatening statements that would make the average person rattled, concerned, and to the point that they should have taken it seriously enough to warrant consulting local law enforcement, because the statements were what they were. However, the hit piece video in question that was propagated, promoted, and publicized was immediately recognized by many as cleverly edited video clips that took a lot of Darryl Moore's words out of context and made it to represent things that he really did not say. Now, truth be told, what Darryl Moore had said on March 27th, the night before, was damaging enough. There was no need to fabricate to produce this heavily edited video that took his statements out of context. Now, the author of the video was reported as a fan-made, courtesy of the actions of one named Mr. David Finnell, a devout supporter of Team Larry Reid. However, I immediately recognized that statement as untruthful, or at least halfway truth, because I knew that there was one person that was clearly involved in crafting that video. However, that person was denying any involvement. Now, needless to say, it's 2 years later, and since that time, I found more evidence along the way that has only solidified the involvement of this person, a person of which I will call individual number one. They weren't just a supporting figure in all this ordeal, but they were a leading figure in masterminding and creating this video. Now, as a result of my quest to solve this mystery, I not only wanted to know the involvement of individual number one, but I also wanted to know the involvement of all players and their roles. And one of the key missing pieces to this puzzle for me throughout the years was who was the third party that Andrea three-wayed in on her phone call with Darryl Moore. Because as we know, there's an audio clip that is played at 1 minute and 30 seconds within this infamous video. The audio was lifted from what was supposed to be a private phone call between Darryl and Andrea. Now we know Darryl Moore didn't give the audio clip to Larry Reid to use against him. So if not Darryl, then the culprit is clearly Andrea, right? Well, Andrea has denied that she recorded him, and I have reasons and also proof to believe her. So my question, Andrea, to you is, if not you, then who? Because you would know who you had allowed on the phone call with you and Darryl. Now, throughout the weeks, months, and years, this secret has remained intact. That is until Consciouz TV and his infinite wisdom and first-class hospitality decided to force an unnecessary fight with Andrea on January 30th of 2022, which resulted in this claim right here.
At the end of the day,
y'all laid in the bed with this nigga, and then y'all got butthurt when he turned the gun on y'all. The same gun that he turned on me before
I got butthurt when he turned the gun on me.
Turned on Larry.
I got butthurt when you guys
on
lied.
The same gun that he turned on everybody else before he turned it on y'all.
In the middle of the fucking night. That's when I got mad. Let's talk about what you guys really did. You motherfuckers sat up there and recorded it, said it was Jives when it wasn't Jives. It was you motherfuckers who recorded it, and then motherfucking leaked that shit in the middle of the goddamn night.
About what? About what? Who is you motherfuckers that reported what?
It was you guys who recorded that shit and dropped that shit.
Reported what?
When you guys recorded him saying that he wanted Larry to die. Y'all recorded that shit. That wasn't Jive. That wasn't me. That was y'all who recorded that conversation and leaked that shit.
Who was y'all, bitch? I don't have this motherfucker's phone number. Who was y'all? I don't have Fupa's phone number. Fupa can't even call one time that we spoke on the motherfucking phone. Your voice is on the goddamn. Your voice is on the recording. Your voice is on the recording. See, you forget continuity, boo. Because on that live I did a few months ago, where I played the recording, do you not recall being in the comment section talking about, oh yeah, that's him, and yeah, we set him up. Yeah, we set him up. Yeah, we did it. Yeah, we should be more careful. You forgot that you done co-signed the audio already.
Show me where I said.
You trying to backpedal? Go look at the live. Go look at the live. Your voice is on the recording, not mine.
Knockout media.
And so the fuck, what if we recorded it? I've been reporting any motherfucker making threats against somebody's life. It should be reported. It should be reported. So the fuck what? It should be reported. It should be reported. A motherfucker talking about blowing two holes in a motherfucking chest, it's gonna be reported. The fuck?
Listen. Andrea is no angel by all accounts. She has made a lot of bad decisions along the way. Decisions for which she has nobody to blame but herself. And one of her biggest mistakes was to allow that third party in on her private call with Darryl Moore, because whoever that was recorded the convo, made a video with it, dropped the video in the middle of the night. And you know how Andrea found out about the video? When Darryl Moore confronted her the next day about the video. When they say there's no honor amongst thieves, this is a clear example of it. Grimy, grimy, grimy. Now, further along in the conversation, Andrea actually drops a name.
Doxing or harassing. That was where I drew my line. Just like I had made videos about Larry, Larry had equally made videos about me. It wasn't one-sided. That was a two-sided thing between Larry and I. But I never, ever wanted to see Larry hurt or harmed, which is why I immediately gave him that info. And then I immediately got on that call as I was asked to do. We got on this call, and then the call got recorded, and then the call got leaked in the middle of the night. Nobody ever even told me.
And it was me. It was me on the line. I was on the line.
Actually, I genuinely don't know who all was on the line.
It damn sure wasn't me on the line.
I can say that I know that I didn't record it, and Larry said he didn't record it. So whoever else was on the line doesn't matter. The whole point was.
Well, who was on the line when Josh and you had recorded the conversation between us three? Who was on the line? Who recorded that conversation?
Now, this is the first time we got a name, people. We can see that Larry was on scene for the recording. But in addition to that, Andrea is mentioning the recording of the call as if she had no clue that a recording would take place. Now, of course, my recounting of events accept Andrea's version as gospel while at the same time discrediting CTV. Well, that's only because Andrea's version falls in tow with my memory as well as the evidence I've compiled. Evidence that will show that Andrea is being more truthful in her statements, whereas the evidence will show that CTV not only lies occasionally, but he lies frequently. So let us revisit some of Consciouz TV's clear lies and deceptions in a game we will call What They Say Now versus What They Said Then.
Want to be a good liar? Want to be a good deceiver? Then have a good memory and most of all, hide the evidence. Welcome to a game of What They Said Now versus What They Said Then.
So in this first example, conflicting statements of ownership. Let's play this clip back where Andrea accuses CTV of being an accomplice in the manufacturing and distribution of this video. And then let's watch CTV seems to distance himself from any involvement in the cause.
Reported what?
When you guys recorded him saying that he wanted Larry to die, y'all recorded that shit. That wasn't Jive. That wasn't me. That was y'all who recorded that conversation and leaked that shit.
Who was y'all, bitch? I don't have this motherfucker's phone number. Who was y'all? I don't have Fupa's phone number. Fupa can't even call one time that we spoke on the motherfucking phone. Your voice is on the goddamn. Your voice is on the recording. Your voice is on the recording. See, you forget continuity, boo. Because on that live I did a few months ago where I played the recording, do you not recall being in the comment section talking about, oh yeah, that's him, and yeah, we set him up. Yeah, we set him up.
Well, as you can see, CTV's response to Andrea's accusations was to say, who is y'all? That's what he's saying now. But let's see what he said back then.
What Fupa also doesn't understand is that some of us were a part of the phone calls that took place offline. When he thought he was talking to Andrea alone, some of us were on the phone to hear for ourselves. That's why we all have the personal recordings, because we all personally recorded on our end at various stages in which Fupa was really pressed and really not feeling Larry. And we want to play some of that today, okay? Because let's remind Miss Fupa. Hey, breaking the silence, what's going on, love? Yeah, he tweeted.
So as you can see, in one instance, he's using self-inclusive words, such as some of us were part of the calls that took place offline. Some of us were on the phone to hear it for ourselves. That's why we all have this personal recording, because we all personally recorded on our end. As you can see, CTV's statements back on 8/24 of 2021 indicates that he was a part of the shenanigans. However, on January 30th, 2022, he now wants to separate and distinguish his role by asking, who is y'all? Well, the y'all is you, Mr. CTV. It is the we and the us that you so willingly and gleefully use on 8/24. To Andrea's defense, her accusation isn't all that way incorrect when we look at your exact wording. However, to CTV's defense, if we're going to separate individual roles and personal contributions to the manufacturing and distribution of this video, CTV guilt lies in the distribution and not the manufacturing. Having said that, let's move forward to the day after this big fight between CTV and Andrea.
Up to being involved, which would make her look bad. Well, I guess to her, she felt like it would make it look bad, but everybody already knew that. You know what I'm saying? I guess CTV, I guess it just hits different when it's coming from you, though. You know.
But here's the thing. We talking about omitting the truth. So last night she just flat out lied out of her throat.
Yeah.
When she said that we put out the recording of her on the phone with Darryl. That literally was the most preposterous lie when clearly she would have had to orchestrate that. How the hell else? I mean, you can't just pop into somebody's phone call.
Please talk about that a little bit more.
You can't just put a code in and Bluetooth into somebody's phone call. So if Breaking the Culture and Fupa on a phone call together, somebody would have had to let somebody else into the phone call.
Right.
For the phone call to be recorded. Now, she flat out lied because even though I put the audio up on my platform, I was aware of what the game plan was. There was multiple people on that phone line. Unfortunately, CTV was not one of them. That whole recording Fupa thing was pre-game. It was premeditated because of the type of ish he was saying behind closed doors. Miss Breaking the Culture knew exactly who was on that phone line. She was integral in getting Fupa recorded. She was the one reporting the crap that he was saying to the team. So for her to come out her mouth last night, and if you listen carefully, she talks out of both sides of her neck. She says, you recorded Fupa and put that out with my permission. And then fast forward a minute later, yeah, because somebody, who is somebody? Right. You just accused me. You just spoke matter of factly. You know exactly who the hell was on the phone. Why you inserting my name? I don't know why. Because I didn't even fuck with you at that point like that. And I didn't need to be on the phone because the threats were not about me. So figure that out. So for her to know who was on that phone, for her to know, and for her to have chosen to record Fupa, to get Fupa recording, just like she chose to out Fupa to Larry. She chose to inform Larry that Fupa had his deposition from the E. Dewey case. Once again, this was another Breaking the Culture production, and I ain't even mad about it because it should have got recorded and it should have got published. So the fact that she was even acting like it was a bad thing that they recorded Fupa and it was a bad thing that it got put out was even weird to me. Because why should a man who's making death threats and talking about putting two in the hole of a man's chest, that he don't care if he lives or dies or breathes or whatever the case may be, why should that not go up? So the fact that she even brought that up and then lied like I was a part of that situation, which I would have no problem being a part of, right. Because had I did orchestrate it, had I did record them, so the hell what? So the hell what? The man was literally making death threats to a public figure. Do you really believe that that should have remained private? So the whole thing was weird. everything she was arguing was weird.
And that's my whole thing. CTV. Okay, so there was a name that you had brought up that she left in your comments.
So hold on. Before you say that, so I just got a screenshot, right, from David Finnell, who used to be an old member,
right,
of Reid's the church. He posted 6 hours ago, I guess, on Fupa's a platform. He was addressing, let me see your menu in this. David Finnell says, the truth is, I was given the recording. Apostle Reid and his assistant and Breaking the Culture was on the phone, and one of them recorded the conversation between her and your friend. I was told about it, and I asked for the audio. The audio was not doctored at all, and is longer than the video I created. Those threats needed to be made public, so I sent the video to CTV's email. And Breaking the Culture knew that. So for her to lie out of her mouth, and she called me today. That's why I ain't answer, baby. Tell the truth all day. You lie, you're done. Don't call me the next day. Don't call me next week. We're done.
So this exchange is important as it reveals a lot of important information. Some takeaways are CTV acknowledges he was aware of the game plan to get Darryl recorded, that the audio recording was premeditated. If true, then CTV's role is not limited to just distribution, he was a part of the manufacturing. Additionally, CTV asserts that because Andrea allowed them on the call, that clearly she was in on the game plan, because why else were they three-wayed into the convo? To support this claim, CTV asserts Andrea told Larry about the deposition that Darryl had on him and provided Larry with a copy of the deposition, meaning that Andrea was doing a lot to get back right with Larry, and the recording of Darryl was just another act to get back in his good graces. These are all valid and logical points made by CTV. However, here's a flip side to looking at this. Andrea has been virtually open and forthcoming about all that she did to get back into Larry's good graces, including giving him the deposition that Team Darryl had on him. If true, then wouldn't Andrea want to take credit for knowingly recording Darryl, especially if she's in an open war with Darryl? Like, why does Andrea feel a need to distinguish that she did not know about the audio recording when she was accepting credit for other incriminating things? I want you to hold on to this thought as additional evidence is forthcoming. Lastly, CTV reads a message from David Finnell, a message that claims Andrea, Larry, and his assistant was on the phone call, and one of them recorded the audio and it was turned over to him. Okay, a couple of things. We have David Finnell confirming that Larry was on the phone call. Additionally, we know that Larry's assistant was on the phone call, so that makes 3 people that we can confirm was on the phone call. Having said that, even David Finnell revelation does not confirm Andrea knew that the call would be recorded. He simply states that these people were on the phone call and he was given the audio. Now, as we've come to know, the continued public fallout of Andrea and CTV resulted in Andrea announcing she would do a tell-all to give her side of the story. As a result of Andrea's threatening to go rogue and tell all, it seemed to inspire a couple of key events. One of those events was for CTV to double down on his version of events via the text message proof from David Finnell.
Amazing. So, you know, it's just another day being great. You know, nothing new here. Also, this indicted as tell-all about a fucking murder plot that we all established never fucking existed. I want to drop this receipt as well that I just sent in to you, which is David Finnell in Fupa's live stream adding "Let me see your menu" stating, the truth is I was given the recording. Apostle Reid and his assistant and Andrea was on the phone, and one of them recorded the conversation between her and your friend. I was told about it, and I asked for the audio. The audio was not doctored at all, and it's longer than the video I created. Those threats needed to be made public, so I sent the video to Consciouz TV's email. Plot exposed. So,
no tell all.
When she gets up and tells any other motherfucking gospel, any other motherfucking part of the New or Old Testament that's inconsistent with all the witnesses involved, then she would just be a flat out motherfucking liar. Once again, she forgot that she's also in my streams, in the chat, while we were running the audio, co-signing the audio. So any other doctrine separate from that, it's just a straight up motherfucking lie. So tell all, told all. Let me make sure that anything else, any notes, anything.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've finally reached the fourth quarter, and it's time to really expose Mr. CTV and a lot of the lies he stated thus far. I can tell you this, the evidence that you're about to witness will show that CTV, David Finnell, and Larry Reid, they lie so much that it's recommended that you take down notes to keep track of the conflicting versions of story that they tell. Next up, lie number 2, and I will call this one exchange of video custody. This has to do with whom CTV acquired the video from. Now, in this online message, David says he was the one to email CTV the video. That's what he's saying now. However, let's see what CTV said back on 8/29 of 2021.
Now, another interesting thing, girl, is that me and David Finnell, okay, allegedly, okay, me, David, and Andrea Garrison are co-workers, okay, and that me and David conspired, okay, that we put this video together, okay. I didn't create the video. I didn't edit the video. It was simply uploaded to my platform, okay? Me and David have no relationship. We've never texted, emailed, spoken on the phone, or text, email, spoke, text, email, spoke, text, email, spoke, email, spoke, email, spoke, email, spoke. Form, okay? Me and David have no relationship. We've never texted, emailed, spoken on the phone, or had any interaction aside from him being a commenter in the comment section, okay? So that lie detector test also reads, that's a lie.
It doesn't get any more obvious than this, ladies and gentlemen. The two statements are in direct conflict. Either CTV is lying today, or he was lying on September of 2021. Either way it goes, he has lied. And if he was telling the truth in 2021, then that makes David a liar today. So who's lying, CTV? Who's lying? Is it you, or is it David? Moving forward, as I previously stated, Andrea's threat to tell all appeared to cause major shift in Camp Larry Reid. And one of those major shifts was to make Larry go on public record and take ownership of recording Darryl Moore.
Where they needed to start with an investigation had there been two entered into his chest. So I would love to take credit for it, but unfortunately, I simply just had nothing to do with the audio aside from it going up. Once again, this is David Finnell, who also used to be an ex-member of Larry's previous church in North Carolina. You guys are familiar with David Finnell. He's been in everybody's live streams over the past 6 or several months of this lawsuit rolling out. And here it is. He is responding to "Let me see your diabetic menu." And it reads, "The truth is, I was given David Finnell, their recording. Apostle Reid and his assistant, Kendall, and Andrea was on the phone, and one of them recorded the conversation between her and you, her and your friend. I was told about it, and I asked, David Finnell is speaking, for the audio. The audio was not doctored at all and is longer than the video I created. Those threats needed to be made public, so I sent the video to Consciouz TV's email. So David Finnell also felt that those things needed to be publicized. As you see here, he states that Apostle Reid and Kendall, along with Andrea Garrison, were on the phone. I was nowhere to be found. I was contacted. I do also have the entirety and the original of the audio. So he is also correct that the conversation went on longer, and it's actually even more incriminating and more vicious and violent than what got compiled into a compilation. So we made sure to preserve those things once again in case anything happened to the doctor. And if anything does happen to the doctor, these audios will be submitted, because there's nobody on these internet streets, there's nobody publicly who has made it their business to speak this way and to issue these threats out to Larry, but Miss Download Fupa Moore. So he better hope that there never comes a day that anything happens to the doctor. He better pray to his demonic underworld lord that nothing ever happens to my fucking mentor. He better hope and pray that Larry doesn't even get as much as a hangnail on his fucking dick toe. Because we, that word again, Fupa, we will be coming for that ass. You think you got ran down on. And that's why he's really mad, because he knows that those threats forever make him a suspect if anything ever happens to the doctor. Even if it's not by his hands, he is upset because those audios put him in a position to be questioned, possibly even convicted, and that make him a prime suspect, because he's the only motherfucker out here who has spoken this way, publicly and privately, about Mr. Larry Reid. Now, coupled with this audio, Knockout, I want you guys to listen to something, because we're going to double down on David Finnell's comments. What you guys are about to hear is a voice memo from Dr. Larry Reid. Are you ready for this? Knockout. Okay. Let me know if you can hear this.
Wait a minute. Who said that? No, you.
Do you hear that? Okay, so let me play it back.
I'll let you. Oh, sorry, I was muted. Chat, let us know if you hear it clear. CTV, go ahead and play, and then I guess I'll let you know if they say.
So this is only a 48-second voice memo, and Larry is about to double down on what David Finnell confirmed with, let me see your menu.
Wait a minute. Who said that? No, you ain't been on no phone call with me. And we said Andrea. No. If you talking about what I'm thinking you talking about, that was me. Andrea was on the phone call. I was on the other end. Kendall was on the other end recording. You weren't even. I'm trying to think. Were we even talking at that time? I don't know. We certainly weren't as close as we had became in the 2021 and 2022. So we weren't even in that type of dealing like that, where I would have even felt comfortable, having you on a call like that. No, that's not even true. What for lying on you? What for?
So here it is. You have the doctor double down on David Finnell's comments that him, Andrea, and Kendall were on the call. CTV was nowhere to be motherfucking found.
So dramatic. So dramatic. Listen, the relationship between CTV and Larry Reid, I've always found it quite interesting, especially since he assumes the role of Larry Reid's unofficial online publicist. Let me be clear, CTV is to Larry Reid what Michael Cohen was to Donald Trump. Better yet said, CTV is to Larry Reid what Miss Benita Betrell was to Miss Jenkins. Does everyone recall who Miss Benita was?
Don't you say nothing bad about Miss Jenkins.
Miss Jenkins, come on, that was the worst history teacher we ever had.
No, not Miss Jenkins. Miss Jenkins, honey, don't nobody better say nothing bad about Miss Jenkins. No, honey, don't you say nothing bad about Miss Jenkins. Dare somebody say something bad about Miss Jenkins. Dare somebody say something bad about Miss Jenkins. Don't nobody better say nothing bad about Miss Jenkins. Don't nobody better say nothing bad about Miss Jenkins. Don't nobody better say nothing bad about Miss Jenkins. Say nothing bad about Miss Jenkins. No, don't let nothing happen to Miss Jenkins. Oh, don't let nothing happen to Miss Jenkins. I will walk through hell on the gasoline G-string before I say something bad about Miss Jenkins. Don't you talk about Miss Jenkins. I'll turn into iced tea on your ass. She's a fine woman. Fine woman. Wouldn't take nothing from nobody. That's a fine woman, honey. Oh, Lord, she's like a mother to me. Because Miss Jenkins is like a mama to me, honey. I loves me some Miss Jenkins. Don't nobody better say nothing bad about Miss Jenkins, honey. Nobody. Because I'll go crazy. That's when I'll lose it. Miss Jenkins is a sterling example of a human being. Mm-hmm. Just don't let her take a wig off. Head so bald you can see her thoughts. But I ain't one to gossip, so you ain't heard that from me. No, you haven't. Miss Benita, excuse me.
And that's exactly who CTV is, Miss Benita Betrell, but in this instance, his Miss Jenkins is Mr. Larry Reid. And for anyone that desires to be Larry's publicist, you need to have a few skill sets in order. And some of those skill sets are the ability to lie regularly and to lie convincingly. And CTV is a competent and willful liar when he needs to be. Before moving forward, I need to catch one more lie, and that is Larry Reid's accreditation. CTV, along with a few others, continues to refer to Larry Reid as a doctor. However, according to his deposition testimony, that's not true. As we know, Darryl Moore acquired Larry Reid's deposition paper in a case related to E. Dewey Smith. And during this deposition testimony, the lawyer specifically asked Larry about his degrees. On March 13th of 2020, Darryl Moore held a live in which him and Marcellus read from these documents. Let's listen to Larry's testimony out of his own mouth concerning his degrees and accreditation.
I have a master's in divinity from Hosanna Bible College in Durham. Are they accredited? Answer, yes. Any other additional institutions? Answer, I've done a doctorate program with this church that had a school. That's it. That's his answer. What's the name of the church? It was Zion Christian Academy. Question, and is that accredited? Page 21. My head already hurt. No, that wasn't.
So the doctor in the Dr. Larry Reid, he received that from an unaccredited school, and this is the one that he touts and that he puts out there. I'm Dr. Larry Reid, and according to the deposition testimony, the school was not accredited.
Question, did you finish the program? Yes. So they gave you a doctorate, not earned. They gave you a doctorate. Answer, doctorate in theology. And when was that? That was, pause. I actually got it. I don't know the year, but I was still in my master's program for one of the master's programs, either for divinity or Christian counseling while I finished that. That was his answer. Question. So you were in your master's program while you got your doctorate? Yeah. Doctorate in theology. Yeah. That was his answer. Not Darryl. That was his answer. This is Dr. Larry Reid talking to us on a sworn statement. So I'm scrolling down. Do you go to church? Answer. Sometimes.
Hold on.
Go back.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Before you go there, it's crucial that people understand this doctorate degree here from the unaccredited school. The lawyer asked him, he says, you got a doctorate in theology? He said, yeah, I got a doctorate in theology. Yeah. He says, any other? He said, and that was online question. He says, no, that you had to. And he said, through the church, the lawyer says, question mark. He says, yeah, it was at a church, and they just had a local something that they had worked out with the state. You can, there's certain doctorate programs you can go in after you receive a BA. And that Christian one allowed me to do so because I was already an author and had all these other accomplishments. So I just had to do the writings. And he said, and so the lawyer goes, so what church was this again? And he says, Zion Christian Academy. Then he gives the city, and then they go over that again. So I need y'all to understand. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. My sinuses are bothering me today. I don't have the coronavirus, I promise y'all.
All right.
And you wouldn't catch it anyway because this is streamed over the internet. But anyway.
Right.
So the program that he goes to is located in the church, and I'm very familiar with these. And he gets his doctorate degree from the program inside the church. He got one of the Bynum degrees. Yes. Mm-hmm. So go on, sir, because this gets better, y'all.
So you see, people, the doctorate that Larry allegedly has is from a non-accredited school, thus making him not a doctor. A lie that began with Larry, and a lie that CTV, along with others, continue to perpetuate. Having clarified that, in this outtake, Larry Reid is forced to go on record and expose himself in a way I'm sure he never really wanted to or expected to, especially after he had repeatedly denied any involvement. Like, why would he need to divulge his role in the video concerning Darryl Moore from over 2 years ago? Well, he had to do that because CTV mismanaged a disagreement with Andrea. CTV's need to defend Tasha K against her undefendable act of defamation is what caused the dispute. An act that CTV had zero tolerance for when it came to Darryl Moore. However, when it came to Tasha K and her 1 million subscribers, he was all too willing to defend her, and even if that meant running over Andrea for it, and also demonstrating open hypocrisy. At this point, I would like to pause and take a moment to formally thank Mr. CTV for that mistake. Because of that mistake, Larry had to come off his perch and put out a fire that you recklessly started. Because of that mistake, Larry Reid admitted that he was a part of the recording. Because of your mistake, we were finally made aware of who the third party that recorded Darryl. And to cap it off, we got a public confession from that individual. Here are my takeaways from this exchange. Larry and Kendall were the third party on the phone call that recorded Darryl Moore. That's if we believe Larry. Number 2, Larry's public confession does not refute Andrea's claim that she was unknowingly recorded. Neither Larry or David has discredited Andrea's version of events. It's only CTV saying that she's lying. Number 3, Larry seems to minimize CTV's affiliation and connection to his team at the time the recording is made. However, CTV is already on record stating that he was a part of the inner circle that game planned to get Darryl Moore recorded. Are we seeing the games that's being played, people? The game that's being played by CTV, David Finnell, and Larry Reid, the shuffling of cards, the hiding of hands, the rewriting of history to support current narratives. If you are not seeing it yet, let me make it 100% clear. Let us return to example 2, video exchange of custody. The current information on file reads, February 7th of 2022, David Finnell stated he emailed CTV the video on March 28th of 2020. That is how CTV obtained a copy of this video. However, on September 29th of 2021, Consciouz TV says he's never been in email communication with David Finnell. As previously stated, these data points puts their storyline in a state of conflict. Someone is lying. Please commit these points to memory, because what you're about to witness is what Team Larry Reid actually said on March 28, 2020, the date the video was released.
That's a lie. Okay, so that was done yesterday. So now I go to the beds and I wake up and I hear from somebody I've heard from before called David Finnell. Now I could tell y'all a story about David Finnell I knew and passed many years ago. This could be him, could not be. Could this be a coincidence? But if it is him, I understand why, because I helped him, his wife, and his kids through something very terrible many years ago. But anyway, David Finnell had been windmilling, like Consciouz called it, over there in Darryl's chat. And Darryl would talk back to him in the audience, David Finnell. But I think they ended up blocking him as of recently, because he was asking, him a whole lot of questions. Like, you said that Reid didn't pay something, done all these videos saying he didn't pay something, but then we find out he did pay it. How can we even believe anything you say? Because there's so many holes in what you say. You also said that Reid was ordered to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars, but we see now that the judge actually ordered only for $25,608.11. And that wasn't even because she agreed and found, whatever you were saying that Larry signed or did that was legit, and he broke this and broke that. The judge don't agree with any of that. So what are you talking about? Why are you saying this? So he blocked him. Now David Finnell had emailed me and told me he was doing all of this. And I said, thank you. In fact, there are a few of you guys. There's another Michael, somebody on Facebook that's been doing that over there. I said, thank you for telling the truth, or Sam was right, because some stuff I can't even talk about. It's no risk. It is not hilarious. I seen you in my comments. You a little sideways too. If she get a little sideways, you might need to block her, because she said some funny stuff. Because it's not hilarious. Because now, as in the middle of the night, David Finnell took his time and created a video, sent it to me, and he was telling me to put it on my platform, but I didn't want to put it on my platform. So I was going to ask him to put it on his platform, because I thought the video was great and it was true. So what I ended up doing, I ain't tell y'all get rid of her yet. I'm just saying, but just watch her, because I don't know what's up with her. And so I said, well, Ken, I want you to put this on your page. So then I called Vincent. Y'all know me and Vincent, business is like, mine is like this. I said, Vincent, what you think of this? It's middle of the night. Of course he was. I said, Vincent, what you think? He said, well, don't you always have Consciouz doing stuff for you? I said, no, I don't have Consciouz doing stuff for me. Consciouz do his own thing because he good. Don't you quit saying that and take away from this boy's shine. And he said, well, ask him will he put it up. So I did. I called. Consciouz said he was just getting out the shower in the middle of the night. So they let me know that he probably was involved in some same-sex activities with his husband being back and stuff. They done got back together. And he said, of course. No, I will put that up. Send it over. I will put it out. So he put it up. Now let me tell you what it is. And Riz, this is why this is not funny anymore. And I should have.
I'm sick of this dude, man. Why he lie so much? And he call himself a preacher. That's the one thing that bothers me. And see, that's the one thing that gets me, Darryl, is a lying ass preacher. because you're not gonna tell me you preaching the gospel and then you're a liar too. That's why I don't like liars. That's why I don't like people who trying to mislead me and tell me, piss on me and tell me it's raining. I don't like that kind of stuff. You tell me you know Jesus and you can't tell the truth.
That's why I stay in my lane. I know.
People, in case you missed it, Larry said he acquired the video from David Finnell. He then asked Kendall. Kendall couldn't do it. He then calls up Vincent. Vincent suggests CTV. He calls CTV, who's in the middle of his personal affairs, to post it, and that's how the video is posted. Meaning the change of custody went from David Finnell to Larry to Consciouz TV. So my question is to David Finnell. Who is lying? Is it you or is it Apostle Larry Reid, as you refer to him as? Here are my takeaways. If David is being truthful, then that means Larry Reid is one elaborate liar. Number 2, if David's being truthful, then he knew Larry has been lying all this time, and yet he refers to Larry as an apostle. Number 3, CTV knows which of these individuals are lying because CTV was the one to receive the email. He could, of course, rectify the situation very quickly, but do we need to question where his allegiance lies? As you can see, people, we are in the midst of some very competent, willful, and skillful liars. Next, I've always affirmed that Andrea did not know her call with Darryl was being recorded. That was primarily because Larry actually called her on a live stream to discuss the release of the video. A live stream for which I still have a copy of. And from my observation, Andrea appears to be blindsided by any knowledge of a recorded phone call. It could just be great acting, but that was my impression of the video. I will play the video and I will let you judge for yourself.
Pairs or 2 or more. So at this point, I'm like, okay, this is crazy. Then I saw this post. He made a post about the video and said, oh, let me read that. Tune in tonight at 6 p.m. The truth will be told. These fools are telling people to report and flag all of my videos. So at Larry Reid Live Consciouz TV have put this lie out ironically. I'm gonna skip down to that. So parking lot thought, he's talking about Consciouz, put a clip out of context and sliced it to make it look like I was threatening Larry Reid. If you have this evidence, I mean, I just got it. Why didn't you turn it over to the police? I just got it. I would have done that. And the first thing my lawyer had me to do. In context, Then it said, and the audio is false. I heard the audio in your voice. So if you claim I did all of this, press charges and take me to court. But when you do that, you must turn over the original video and audio recordings so that police can investigate. Then the next thing that said, now this is what was very interesting. He said, it'll all play, I'm going to play the real video in context today. And they illegally recorded me when Andrea Garrison. And then it just went out, nothing else. So I'm like, hold on for a minute, hold on now. So you're trying to say Andrea, how is Andrea even involved in this? So y'all know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call her right here live on the what's her name? I sure am. Go ahead and hit, if you hit the 612 of you watching, if y'all get it to 500 thumbs up, I'm gonna call Andrea Garrison. And I'm gonna ask her, y'all just gonna have to hear whatever it is. I mean, we ain't been talking, but I think she'll answer the phone. Well, she ain't gonna know what this number is. Let me see. 191. Y'all got a little work to do. I'ma call her. I mean, 'cause we buried the hatchet. What is really up? What is? This man is out of his mind. So they bump the lights, get this done. Y'all know I'm in business. I can't help it. You get the likes up and get the more people to see the video. All right, you right. Let me go ahead and call her. Lord have mercy. We talking about why I don't want her on this platform. I need to find out what's going on. Yeah, she was on this show talking bad, but that was a long time ago. Let's see if I can get her. Okay. She might not answer. She don't know this number.
Hello?
Andrea, this is Larry Reid calling from a different phone. Larry D. Reid.
Hello?
Andrea, it's me, Larry.
Oh, where the hell are you calling me from? What's up?
You said what?
I said you in New York?
No, no, this is the number that I got. It's my other cell phone number, and it's a New York number, so that's why it's 917. It's one of my other cell phone. I just need to. I mean, I know you probably with your man, but I need to talk to you about something. And I am live. I am live on my YouTube channel. And let me tell you why. Last night, a video was sent to me from an LRLer, and the LRLer put together audio and video, and it showed me that Darryl Moore had been threatening me. I guess it looked like for a long period of time. He's been threatening me. And in the audio, it was saying, he said the city where my house is, actually, wait, I'm just gonna leave it like this. The city where my house is, and he made a statement talking about he didn't care if I would stop breathing. And he also said if he wasn't scared of prison time or jail time, that he would come to my house and put 2 in my chest. And he made a post saying that the audio wasn't real and was false. But I know that was his voice. And then the next post had your name in it. That's why I'm calling you, because I'm like,
right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The next post that he put up had your name in it. And this is what it said. I'm gonna tell you what it said. It said, so Larry Reid and Consciouz TV are splicing clips of videos and taking audio and splicing it to make more lies about me. I'll play the real video in context today. And they illegally recorded me when Andrea Garrison. And I'm like, Andrea Garrison, what Andrea got to do with this? And me and Andrea done buried the hatchet. Why? So that's what I want to know. Do you know why your name is even in this?
Hold on. So you're okay. So that's funny that you say that, because so you saw this same clip or this same whatever it was. I guess so basically somebody. Well, I wouldn't say somebody. Hella people was inboxing me this morning, and I was asleep. I slept in. Honey let me sleep in because I had the kids all week. So I woke up. The hella people, it was like 5 to 6 people hit me up, sending me a screenshot, like saying that I illegally had recorded Darryl Moore and that Darryl Moore was coming for me. And I'm like, what are y'all talking about? I didn't record Darryl doing nothing. I don't even be recording niggas. Like, I don't even have recordings of victims. So why am I recording Darryl? So I was like, what are you talking about? So I sent it. I did actually send that to Darryl. I said, I inboxed him, and I said, so I'm assuming it's the same thing you saw, because it says so at Larry Reid and Consciouz TV is splicing clips of video. So it's the same thing. So I hit him up. I said, what's going on now? I said, everybody hit me up there and I recorded something. I'm so lost as to what's going on. I've never recorded anyone doing or saying anything. He said, who said that? I told him about 6 people was hitting me out saying that I was being shady. I said, but I was sitting on the rooftop smoking a blunt when I spoke to you last night, so I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even record people at all. Hell, I'm fighting being recorded. It's the first I look like recording somebody speaks my language. I think I should just say you laugh. So he said, I never said that. And I said, I swear 6 people hit me up saying that you saying I recorded you. I said, I really didn't record you. I don't even know. I don't even have recording equipment. Like, what are you talking about? So I sent him the screenshot of what was sent to me. And I said, I don't even talk to Larry at all. He said, let me go look, stepping away from my job. Hold on. He said, someone lying to you. I never said that. I said, just look at the picture that I sent you. He said, I'm looking at what I really posted. So I told him to send it to me. So he sent me 2. He sent me one that says, tune in at 6 p.m. The truth to be told. Be close to telling people to report and flag my videos. Then there's another one, the one that you sent, that you saying that you was sent. That one, and then the one that everybody else was sending me. He sent that to me, but it was edited 54 minutes ago. It says at the top that it was edited, but my name isn't in it. So I told him that it was edited, but he never responded to me. But my whole thing is this. I did have a conversation with him since everybody's talking about supposedly I had a conversation and recorded him. I did not record him when he and I had a conversation, but last night I did have a conversation with him because I do moderate for Darryl on his YouTube page. I haven't really been as active lately because I've been, busy and stuff, but people were telling me that he had basically was going off and was threatening you and Nico. So I went back and watched some of his videos, and I hit him up last night. It was late last night. I think it was like 10, 11 o'clock, because it was right after my daughter's friend left. So I hit him up, and I asked him, what's going on? Because I feel like if I'm a real friend and I'm a true friend, I can't be a yes man. Like, I don't believe in yes men. I'm used to my friends, even when you and I were friends. Like, when I was wrong and doing shit, you would check me. Like, yo, Drea, you can't do that. And when I felt that you were wrong, I will come to you and check you all the time. Like, that's, to me, that's what a real friend is. Because yes men get you killed, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I asked him, I said, what is the beef between you and Larry Reid? Because I thought maybe you had really done something to him. Because I knew in the beginning he had said that the reason why he had smoked with you was because he was defending me. He was protecting me.
Yeah, he said you in Jimmy Battles, but I just read to my audience. I hit Jimmy Battles up last night. Jimmy Battles said, I ain't never asked for no apology. I'm paraphrasing, I don't really need no apology. I don't know why Darryl is doing that. I don't want to be in that. Whatever Darryl is doing, he's doing it his own. So it's not Jimmy Battles, and you saying you told him what now?
So basically, I told him, I just basically asked him, what's going on? I was like, because I know that you originally said that it was you was defending me. I was like, but Larry and I have reconciled. Like, Larry apologized for the things he did to me. I apologized to Larry for the things I did. We accepted each other's apologies and we moved on. Like, I don't wish him no harm. He don't wish me no harm. So I was like, so you can't really be defending me anymore, because we kind of buried that hatchet. And he was like, no, you're right. And then he said it was because of Jimmy. So then I said, well, just as a question, because I don't know Jimmy and I've never had a conversation with Jimmy Battles. I asked him, I said, well, has Jimmy asked for any type of, with me with Victor, when I needed to do anything to him. Jimmy didn't ask him to vindicate him, and he can't really go off about me because we reconciled. So I said, well, what happened? Did he do something to you? Because I'm like, well, maybe, Larry did something to him. Maybe I just don't know. Maybe he's just not saying it. He said it. He said no. He said, no, he's never done anything to me. I just don't like him. He said, he said something like, you don't like what you represent. I don't really know what that meant, but he said he didn't like what you represented it, and he didn't like the entity of you or some shit like that. So I was like, oh, that's deep. Like, so I asked my honey, I said, honey, what does this mean? And he was like, that's not nice. He was like, basically, that means that they don't like shit about you. Like, there's nothing, like, there's no use for you on this earth type shit. So I said, oh. But I knew that he had threatened Miko and stuff blatantly on the live, and I told him, like, yo, like, you can't be blatantly threatening people. And he did threaten you to me. He said something about, like, he wished you weren't breathing, or he, if it was up to him, you wouldn't be breathing, or something like that. And that basically, if he could kill you, he would. Like, if he could kill you and get away with it, he would, in so many words. And I, like, basically had to tell him, like, yo, like, if he's never done anything to you, and I reconciled with him, so it can't be because of me, and I never asked anybody to attack you or anything. I just said what I said about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were saying about each other, but we weren't telling people to attack each other, if you know what I mean. So I never told him to attack you, and then Jimmy says he never told him to attack you. So I told him, I said, you know, like, as a friend, I'm coming to you and telling you, like, I think that you should stop, because it's becoming borderline low-key. It's a little bit scary, because it's like, like I told him, I said, listen, I said, you didn't like when Miko doxed the shit out of you, posting your house, posting your crib, posting your job. There was attacking, let me see your transcripts, attacking me. You didn't like that. So I'm like, just like you wanted to put a bullet through her head for what she was doing. Those are his words.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I heard him say that. Miko told me that.
Yeah, like, yeah. Well, I mean, it was on live. Like, everybody heard it and saw it, and I'm pretty sure she snatched it because she stayed in the bushes. So, to me, Miko is just as crazy as he is, but that's just my personal opinion. But anywho, as far as I'm concerned, I told him, like, I'm all for, and I've said this plenty of times, and you know this, Larry, I'm all for taking somebody down when they're wrong. I'm all for, like, if you're wrong, you're wrong. You need to be exposed to wrong. But once you start, like, I didn't even threaten to kill Victor. You get what I'm saying? Like, I've never threatened to, like, take the breath out of his life. I've never threatened to kill him. I've never threatened to go blow up his house, and I've never done those type of things. And
yeah, but Andrea, you had a reason if you did say you wanted to blow up Victor.
But that's the whole point. I had a reason, and I never even felt that way about somebody that did me dirtball dirty. Like, I've known Victor for 14 years. If anybody would have had a reason to want to go off somebody, it would have been me. You feel me? So that's where it, like, last night, it kind of did become a little unnerving, because it was like, okay.
So why? But why? Okay. You basically verified that. Okay, he said in this post that the audio won't true, but what he said in the audio is similar to what you saying that he said to you just last night. So what is he? Why?
Yeah, I didn't hear the audio, because I didn't hear any audio, but I just know everyone was saying that supposedly I recorded him and leaked this audio because of something that he put up. I asked him about it. He said it wasn't true, but when he sent me the thing, it was edited. So I'm like, so you did say it. You just took my name out of it. Edited.
Right.
When I said something, you edited it. And that's why I'm just like, well, wait a minute. Like, first of all, I didn't record. I could have recorded you, but I didn't, because I don't go around recording folks. But I did tell him last night that I thought that it was going too far, and that I thought, personally, for me, I felt like he needed to stop. Like, I said, like, basically, like, if you say he ain't did shit to you, Jimmy ain't asking for vindication, he and I have reconciled, there's really no reason
you're right. That's
to be taking it this far. And I mean, I know I've seen some stuff where you were saying that there were some documents and stuff that shouldn't have been out and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was the pre-trial discovery deposition transcripts. So, and that only can be given. My lawyer told me this. That somebody has to order that. That's either the lawyer, his assistant, somebody from that law office, or that's it. and then they supposed to disseminate it to the plaintiff and to the defendant. So I don't know how he got there. And she said those are not public records, they're like a grand jury. And I knew about that from messing up and telling people you were going to grand jury, and then y'all had to reschedule because you said it's private, it's not supposed to be. So I knew that's not supposed to be leaked out. And the judges had to call me. The judges at the actual trial don't even really get to see what happens at the grand jury, what happens in the pre-trial discovered deposition, unless, because they make exhibits then, unless I would get on the stand or something happened in the courtroom to where say, okay, that don't match what was said in the pre-trial. Then it becomes submitted as an exhibit as relates to the actual court, and that's public. So I knew at that point, I said what is up with this dude and why is he doing this? Now he's saying that he didn't get it from the lawyer, he got other ways and all this kind of stuff. So you're verifying, and I don't care. I see what y'all saying in the comments, but we don't agree. I know I have talked to Andrea and dealt with Andrea for a period of time. Miko, inbox me on Facebook your phone number. I saw what you just texted this phone, but I can't get off the live and see it. Text me your phone number in Facebook so I can text you from this phone. But I don't care. I see what y'all saying in there, but I have had a relationship, a friendship with Andrea for almost 2 years, and the hardest part of her life, and even when me dealing with some things with helping my family and stuff, we talk. So I understand y'all may feel a certain way, some of y'all in the comments, but we have. I mean,
I see the comments too, where people are like,
we buried the hatchet. We buried the hatchet, and this girl just verified what. See, this is what I'm trying to say. You just verified what Darryl said he didn't say, and just really verified for if even the cops and police see this video that he said to you that he wanted to shoot me or kill me or hurt me and me not breathe or stuff. It's still the same language. So that's why I called you for. I mean, because I know you. We argued back and forth, but I ain't never say I wanted you dead. You ain't never said you want to be dead. You won't trying to destroy me. You just popping off online. We all on some level that's on this live on the internet do beef of some kind. And when somebody get past it, celebrate it. Don't get stuck in those things. Now, if you feel a certain kind of way, express your opinion. But I'm saying don't be trying to push that on me, because that's not gonna work. The comment section does not affect me to it like that. I pay attention to it, but then when I don't need to, I don't.
All of a sudden to remember this stuff. There's nothing to remember. See, that's the thing. People half-ass listen, and that's the irritating thing about these little church folks. Like, and I'ma just be real. Like, it's irritating because it's like you people like drama, you people like discord, and you people like seeing people at odds. Like, at the end of the day, you don't have to like me. You can call me a liar, but you ain't found me in a lie yet. Yeah. I never lied about anything about Victor, which is why Victor and I are where we are now. And I was splashed across the front page of the press, and the nigga is mad. And I'm not lying about this because there's nothing. I didn't tell you to call me. You didn't tell me you was calling me. None of that. Like, at the end of the day, I didn't know what was going on because I don't watch half of y'all stuff, and you know that about me. I watch 2 minutes of the show, and then I'm off. Period. And at the end of the day, people are like, well, why is she moderating for Darryl? Because Darryl and I were friends. Darryl and I are friends. But at the end of the day, again, I'm not a yes man, and I've never been a yes man. And Larry knows that. Just like Larry
Andrea,
me by my family.
I don't care what they're saying in the comment section. You
want people to understand,
but not really. But not really, because nobody's getting threatened to be killed, and nobody parents is known by what I believe to be, I'm alleging, a psychopath and deranged, but Larry. So I'm not paying no attention what they're saying, because I'm the one that got to protect my children. I'm the one that got to protect my baby mama, because he know where she live. My parents, Shamako and Kendall. I'm the one that have to deal with that. And I needed you in this moment to verify first of all, I want to know why your name was in the thing, number one. Because I'm saying we buried the hatchet. Why Andrea supporting him trying to kill me? She know Lisa. She know Mako. She know Kendall. She spoke to all of them and my children. So why would she be?
And that's the thing that had me feeling some type of way when it was said to me this morning when people were hitting me up like, oh, because this isn't the first time that supposedly my name got thrown in this, because supposedly something happened yesterday with Victor and you, or something, I guess Victor and you, and I had to address that with him too, because I'm like, I don't really understand.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Because he said Victor is trying. This is dumb. He said Victor is trying to sue me. But nigga, if you friends with Andrea and you supporting or know have some kind of inside knowledge that Victor trying to sue me, you basically single-handedly tearing down Andrea's main source of information that put the story out in the world. What are you doing? You so bent on me that you gonna backstab your friend Andrea? I saw that. But I wouldn't have told you about that.
I had heard something about it, and I asked him about it, and he said no, and I was like, okay, whatever. But then people were sending me clips of different stuff where he was threatening to kill Miko. And my whole thing is, I don't necessarily like Miko because I've never done anything to Miko. Miko just started attacking me. I don't like her, but I would never threaten to kill her and shoot her in the face either.
But see, that's the point that I'm making. YouTube beef happens. You don't like Miko. What I know of Miko, I think she's very insightful. I think she's very stable, but I do know she got a crazy side, and I told her that. Because that stuff she done on her channel while she getting there is hilarious. But you got to have a certain kind of a slip in order to do that kind of stuff. But I think she's a great person. She's the reason why me and Jobs buried the hatchet. So I don't have that same experience with her. But I haven't heard her say that she want to kill you, shoot you in your face. You ain't said it about her. This is another level, and this is a problem. And I really should have been listening to Lisa, Kendall, Consciouz, and Shamako, and I won't. But I got it now. I got it.
Well, see, and that's just like the thing where, like, you got to think, when me and you buried the hatchet, I went to Darryl and I went to you, and I tried to see if maybe you two could talk and maybe have something out, because at the time I didn't know if you had done something to him. I didn't know. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know your guys' history. I didn't know if you guys had even known. I didn't know, because again, I'm not really in that world to really know anybody's backstory with each other. So, because I didn't even know how that everybody was against William McRae in the beginning. I didn't know, because think about it. When I first came out, I originally went to William McRae, not knowing that everybody knew William McRae, because that's how uninvolved I am when it comes to this stuff. So I originally came to you and him and tried to see if you guys could talk and try to figure something out to where just hopefully nobody be beefing with each other. But now, when I spoke to him yesterday, me and him talked last night, because somebody had sent me some stuff that he had said, and I was just like, Darryl, you can't say stuff like that, that type of stuff going in you're gonna end up in jail. You can't be threatening people. And I asked him, he's like, oh, well, I didn't threaten him, da-da-da-da-da. But then in the same breath, he did end up threatening you. And I told him last night that I didn't think that it was cool and that I thought that it was wrong. And I was just like at the end of the day, I was like, you're getting access to documents that you shouldn't have access to. You're threatening to kill him. This man got kids. He got people that live with him. I would just hate to see anything happen to anybody, because to me, all of this stuff is stupid. At the end of the day, half of this stuff is for entertainment for people, but on the other end, when you get people that take it too far, it becomes scary, because at the end of the day, this is our lives.
Yeah.
This is real life for people, this isn't a joke, this isn't a game, this isn't funny, when you start fearing if you can bring your daughters home or not because someone's threatening you,
Right. Okay.
So I get it, because I thought that a hot mess, because I know you and I had talked before where I had told you that I was going to try to talk to him because I had thought some
that was
stuff
in that was in our, I didn't tell people that, but that was in our that was the same first conversation that we had. That was the same first conversation we had. But let me go. But thank you so much for doing that, Andrea, and I'm gonna hit you back later, okay?
Okay.
All right. Bye.
You think you deleted it? Somebody got a copy.
That's exactly right, transcript. That's exactly right. You think you've deleted it. So people, if I'm being honest with you, every time I watch this clip, I don't believe Larry was on that call with Darryl Moore. Either this dude is one good actor, or that's where I need your help. For anyone that loves a good mystery, loves a good crime investigation, or you're just simply nosy or like to snoop, then join me in my quest to solve this minor mystery of the church sector. Help me to finalize some of the key last details in this case, and in return, I will share with you the evidence I've compiled thus far. So your first assignment is this Larry Reid situation. We know that Larry is on record saying that he was on the phone call, but after you've seen this video clip, do you believe that statement? And here's another helpful pointer for you. Larry has legal immunity in regards to this Darryl Moore video. Therefore, he could be playing the fall guy for someone else in his camp. So keep that in mind in your decision making. For anyone that is interested in following along in this open investigation, you're welcome to use the comment section below to communicate your thoughts and views. On the next episode, I will play Darryl Moore's accounting of his call with Andrea. You will hear from him his version of how the call went down. After that evidence is entered in, then you will have a more completed picture of that call. From there, we will finally conclude once and for all. Did Andrea know the call would be recorded with Darryl Moore? Also, we're going to revisit some of CTV's condescending statements towards breaking the culture of silence that question her contributions to the group. Because if we are in agreement that she was set up, she paid a big price for deceiving Darryl Moore in this regard. Her backlash was serious. If true, then is she worthy of being the black sheep and outcast after sacrificing so much for Team Larry? All these things we will explore in our next episode, and who knows, there could be more exclusive lost footage to drop. What's that you say, transcript?
You think you deleted it? Somebody got a copy.
Exactly. So until the next episode, people, stay safe, and I'll see you.